Hello and welcome to the Southern Mountain Kitchen. Today we're making chocolate chip pecan cookies. This is an amazing cookie that has a great taste for something that's really easy to make. So let's get going. 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour are going to go into your mixing bowl first. And to this we're adding 1/2 cup, which is 1 stick of butter that's softened. Go ahead and mix that up a bit. To that you are going to add 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract and stir that in as you're going. Next you're going to add an 1/8 teaspoon of salt. And then you need 1/3 cup of confectioner sugar. Once you get all of this into your bowl, you need to mix it through to make sure everything is incorporated. Make sure as you're stirring this up that you scrape the sides and make everything pull in. You don't want to waste anything that's stuck to the side of it, but you also want to make sure that all your ingredients are mixed through. To this, you are going to add 1/2 cup of chocolate chips and 1/2 cup of chopped pecans. And now that they're in, you want to mix those through with the cookie dough mix that you've already put together. The good thing about this is there's very few ingredients, but it mixes up to a really great tasting cookie, which could be served for the holidays, Christmas, whatever. It just has one of those tastes that you want to keep eating it because it's just that flavorful with the chocolate chips and the pecans. So take a non-stick cookie sheet, make sure that if it is sticky a little bit that you do spray it with some non-stick cooking spray, because I found even though it says non-stick, it doesn't always mean a lot. When you go to put the dough on, you're going to basically want to use small balls worth of this to the point where it's like you take a regular tablespoon and just scoop a little bit of it on and roll it into a ball. It doesn't matter how large you make it, it's your choice. I would say just roll them to medium to small balls, because when you put them on your pan, you're going to want them to stay in ball form, because as it cooks, it's going to kind of hold the shape of the ball a bit. At this time, you need to preheat your oven to at least 350 degrees, depending on how your oven runs temperature-wise. Some ovens run lower, so you might need to go up slightly. We're not trying to put these in a way to where they're going to get really brown. You do not want to brown them. You just want to put them in for at least 12 to 13, 14 minutes to make sure they're cooked through. But browning is bad because that'll make it a little too crunchy. We want these to stay kind of soft. So as you're going through, just continue as you do until you fill up your cookie pan. I ended up having to use 2 different pans to do it because I had that many cookies come out of this, and it doesn't really look like a lot. At the end, you probably have about 18 cookies, but I leave room between them just in case if it comes to a point where it cooks down a little bit and spreads out. You don't want them sticking together. Most of the time with these, they always stay in the ball form. And that's what you want it to do. Now, if in the beginning when you mixed up your mixture and it seemed a little too wet or too whatever, you could always put it in the fridge before you go to put them onto the cookie pan, because if you chill it, it's going to make it a little bit more rigid and easier to deal with. I didn't have to because mine was ready to roll, but that doesn't mean that's always going to be the case. The good thing about this is with this dough, it usually is pretty easy to make it stick together to form the ball. And then when you get them all separated out on your pan and put them through the oven and come back with it, this is what it's going to look like. They don't look browned, but then you're going to take some powdered sugar and sprinkle over top of them to make sure that you coat them really well, because the powdered sugar on the outside gives it such a good taste because it really sweetens it up. And just shake it over top of all of these. And the best thing is, when you go to store these, you can put them in a container with a little wax paper and still sprinkle more of the sugar on top if you need when you're ready to serve them. And this is what you get when you're done. Some amazing cookies, which are great for a party, holidays, whatever, or just for eating anytime. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you next time.